The family of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs exited the courthouse Thursday to the sound of jeers from onlookers. Prosecutors had just made closing arguments saying Combs used violence and fear to lead a criminal enterprise, which helped him subject two of his former girlfriends to sex trafficking. If convicted on all counts of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, the Bad Boy Records founder faces a minimum 15-year prison term and could be sentenced to life behind bars. On Thursday, prosecutor Christy Slavic said Combs used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted. Over 6 weeks of testimony, Combs' former girlfriends testified that they took part in days-long, drug-fueled sex parties with male sex workers, called freak-offs, while Combs watched, masturbated, and sometimes filmed. Slavic brought jurors' attention to text messages they had seen, where an alleged sex abuse victim said she felt obligated to take part in the performances out of concern Combs would stop paying her rent. She also said in order to convict Combs, jurors need only to find that one of the dozens of freak-offs was the result of Combs' coercion. Defense lawyers have argued Combs had no way of knowing that his former girlfriends were not participating willingly and say the sex acts were consensual. The defense is expected to make their own closing arguments Friday. Former federal prosecutor Robert Mintz says the jury will need to consider if employees were pressured to conceal Combs' behavior.
The question really for jurors is whether or not they believe this was just bad personal conduct by Mr. Combs, or whether he really used his business as an enterprise by giving people money, by paying them to remain silent, by threatening them if they spoke publicly about this in order to further his criminal acts. And that's going to be a tough challenge, and jurors are going to have to sort that out.
Combs' lawyers have argued there was no conspiracy, in part because his employees were not aware of anything improper about the sexual performances. They also argued that any drugs they procured for their boss were for his personal use. Combs, a rapper and entrepreneur known for turning artists like Notorious B.I.G. and Usher into stars, has been held in federal lockup in Brooklyn since his September 2024 arrest. The jury is expected to start deliberations either late on Friday or on Monday,